Hello there, so today I'm going to be talking about a prop that I recently made, and as you probably saw from the intro, it is this. Now for those of you who are not familiar with classic Doctor Who, this is Romana's sonic screwdriver. Now this sonic screwdriver in question was used like once in a classic series story, which I can't remember, but if I do, it will flash up on screen now, or I'll leave in the description, but regardless. This sonic screwdriver was used very quickly. It was a quick gimmick because they needed Romana to have a screwdriver for the sake of the story. The Doctor mainly compares it between his own one, which, for context, it was the fourth Doctor sonic screwdriver, so bear with me. Obviously the character options version, so it's plasticky, but the point is they compared him with these. I think the story even gave Romana his sonic by accident, because I think a little bit of humour, or whatever. Doesn't make sense, but yeah. So, this is the sonic they used. They reused it. This is the version based off the Roboto replica version, and the reason I did for that is because it's the official prop replica. Because there's been a lot of a lot of like dimensions different. So like this has been thinner, this has been all sorts. Mainly because the prop is literally a 1 second thing. I mean, and the reference photo people are going off of is so small because you never got like a proper look at it because this has never been released in any official capacity until recently. So now I'm going to be basically breaking down what I use to make this prop. So what I use to make this Sonic is this section here, the chunkier section as it were, is made out of two very thin pieces of tubing. I mainly go the two because they were short, because they are from old till rolls. They were plasticky, so they worked fine for me. And then I joined them together, which I think I initially wrapped this all in paper. I glued it with double-sided tape, and then eventually I went over it with foil tape, hence the reason why it's so very shiny. I also put a bit of foam at the bottom as well, which again was put on, which has some foil tape put around it as well, which is good. And also I try to round it around the bottom like it is on the official prop, which I've seen because a friend of mine has one, so I thought, yeah, I'll go for that. This top bit here, this is actually just a bit of foam, which is wrapped around the central part here, which I'll get to in a second. Again, wrapped in foil tape, wrapped in a bit of paper as well, just to give it a bit more chunkiness to it. And also just to make it kind of uniform, but it's kind of tension fitted because it goes down a bit further into the tubing. Yeah. But yeah, there's kind of nothing really to talk about interesting about that. And this top bar here is actually from I think a Slimline, like one of those fine point pens, but the one I had was dead, so I thought the end kind of looks good. So this has just been put on and then wrapped in foil tape. That foam part there is actually taped. It's actually attached. I can't remember if I taped it or I glued it. I think I glued it. I can't remember when I made this. So it was quite lame. I was kind of a bit mad. But yeah, and then obviously these are electrical tape around there. So you might be thinking electrical tape on someone's prop replica is a bit cheap, but believe it or not, that's what they did on the actual prop itself, which makes sense because classic series Who has a unremarkable low budget, hence the reason like bubble wrap monsters, tin foil, and all that was used quite readily. But because in fact this is a quite blink and you'll miss it prop. Obviously they use real metal and stuff. I think it was like an aerial, from what I'm aware. But yeah, it does work. It kind of adds that classic series charm, which is what I love about classic series. There's a lot of charm to it because they don't have high production values and stuff all the time. But it's just stuff like this is good, especially with the classic. On those old cameras, you couldn't really tell. But obviously, this is not metal. Obviously, it's like I said, plastic, foam, and a pen and all that. These are the accurate colours. This is missing a few details, like all the black line details around it, and also there's meant to be a hole at the bottom. But I just didn't do it mainly because I don't have the materials. I'm hoping if I I've got some black electrical tape, so if I have the time, I will go over all of this with those and add those bits, maybe add some the hole there and get around to it. But you can see in fact this is a prop I made very quickly, and yeah, I'm very happy with this. Like I have a mate of mine who I showed who has the official replica, which I'm very jealous of. But he said that it's actually not that bad, considering the fact what it is. I think his is probably thinner, but obviously I just had to work with what I did. This is a fantastic classic series prop, which I was so happy to make. Considering the fact I've only recently been able to make a decent version, because obviously we've had the official replica come out, so we've had all the kind of, this is the dimension, this is kind of the scale. But yeah, consider most of the scaling I did via just eye and like videos of the replica in people's hands. So yeah, that was my basic rundown of how I made my Romana sonic screwdriver. So yeah, let me know what you think about this, and I have got one other thing from the classic series, which I will be doing a video on very soon, probably after I film this. Anyway, I hope you liked it. Thank you for watching. Take care.